Alright, so I'm at Covington's nursery here, and looking through their gardening section here. We're going to get some seed potatoes that they have in stock. We come here every year. It's one of probably our favorite nursery to go to. Very reasonably priced, only 99 cents a pound. Some of the other nurseries are charging over $2 a pound for potatoes. They also carry asparagus crowns if you want, which we've planted probably about 5 years ago now. And if we keep them around here, they got some different herbs, and here's their onions. We got several different varieties of onions. Onion sets, we're gonna plant those out today. So we're gonna pick up these. These are from Dixondale Farms, where I got a catalog from. So these are the same onion sets that are available in the catalog that I got in the mail about a month ago. So we're gonna go ahead and pick these up here locally. Support our local nursery here and check out what else they got. These potatoes here, if we look real close, we can see they're from Minnesota, seed potatoes grown in the Red River Valley. So that's where our seed potatoes come from.
Okay, so this year we are not going to have one weed in the garden. That's right. We are going to use weed fabric. We got it at Sam's Club. A whole bunch for very cheap compared to the other stores. And so this is our plan, not to have weeds as compared to previous years' gardens. If you have seen our previous videos and wondering what are all the weeds about, well, there's so many we couldn't keep up. This year we're going to use weed fabric. There will not be a single weed growing. That's right, no weeds. So we're going to get this laid out in our garden. We got all the rows made, and now we're going to lay out our fabric, and then we're going to plant some onions here in a few minutes.
So I'm at Home Depot here. I want to show you real quick price comparison shopping on this weed fabric. As you can see, they got different sizes, and from pro to not pro. Obviously that's $40, much more than we paid there for the same amount. You know, they got shorter fabrics, different thicknesses, different warranties or guarantees on them, general purpose stuff. None of this I would recommend getting. The one at Sam's Club was the most definitely the best deal. As you can see, the different prices here they're all a lot more expensive. I use these staples here to keep the fabric down in the garden. But if we look at their most expensive one, this is $50 here. You can see how thin this fabric is. I mean, it's very thin and lightweight. Not really what I was looking for. I wanted something that would hold up for a while.
Okay, so I got my rows all made here. We got them all rowed up, tilled in the compost, and we got this main garden bed all ready here. It's been quite wet. We've had a lot of rain, a little bit of snow. It's been quite cold, so the ground hasn't dried out as much as I would have liked it to, but nicely amended soil, so we're gonna next prevent weeds. Okay, so we've got our fabric down, and what we've done is use a little blowtorch and blowtorch a hole here where we want our plants, and then we just use our transplants that we got, and we're going to transplant it in like so. Pretty simple to do. Just move the soil between the hole, make a little hole underneath there, and we'll just transplant it. So there you have our transplants planted out. Got some Swiss chard here. So that's all we're going to do throughout the garden over the spring is make a hole in our weed fabric, put our transplants in, and there will be no more weeds. Alright, so we got our seed potatoes and our onion sets here. We're going to plant in the ground. This year we're going with the Yukon Gold, and we got the red potato. I'll put the name down below. I can't remember the name. Our onions we got at Covington's Nursery are actually from this Dixondale Farms, which is our catalog that I got in the mail here a few weeks ago. But it's actually more reasonable for me to go down to the local nursery and get these instead of ordering from the catalog. But here I want to show you what we did get. If you look inside here, we did get the Texas 1015 Super Sweet onions. One bundle of those. Little information on it right there for you. And then we also got the yellow Granix onion, another yellow onion. We're gonna plant also. So we got two different varieties of yellow onions. These are the ones I like to use the most. This yellow Granix is a cross between the 1015 and the Bermuda onion, it says here in the catalog. So those are the onions we have planted. And these onions, one bunch of these onions only cost me $1.79. But if you look down here at their how much it cost in their catalog, one bunch here with shipping is $11. So we got one bundle for $1.79 versus $11 out of their catalog. So much better deal for us to buy it at the local nursery. That's what we usually do every year. I find most of the time buying plants in the seed catalogs is just not very cost effective by the time you buy the plants, which are a little pricey, and the shipping. So I would suggest, if you can, get your plants, seed potatoes, and your onion sets at your local nursery if you're in an area that has that. If not, then maybe you'll have to resort to seed catalogs. But this is what we have to start planting in our spring garden for the 2013 season. Alright, so we're going to plant our potatoes probably back in mid-February. Still a little early to plant them. Put them in a warm spot and let the eyes start to sprout. Not even the eyes really sprouting yet on here. So we'll put them in a warm spot, and let's go check out our garden that we just got done planting the onions. Okay, so we just got our onions all planted out here. Just used our blowtorch, burn a strip down the middle here to plant our onions in. Figured that'd be the best way. Trial and error this year. We're trying out this new fabric. Usually we don't use this fabric, but it's the first year to try it, and hopefully this will prevent any weeds from growing. But so we got our onions planted here, and over here on this left here side we're gonna put more lettuce on the end. Look down there, we got our Swiss chard, and we got all of our onions going here. Two varieties. If we come over here to this open space, this is where we're going to plant our potatoes. Since the potatoes have to be planted so deep, and it'd be almost impossible to dig them back up if we had this fabric down, so we're going to leave this all open. And plus the leaves in the tops get so big, prevents really any weeds from growing underneath these plants. So we're going to leave this area open, and this is where we're going to plant our potatoes in mid-February. Then over here we're going to have our tomatoes and whatever else we got planned, I'm not sure yet. So there is our garden, all covered in the mulch, plastic mulch or fabric mulch, I guess if you want to call it. If I look real close, let me show you real close here how thick this stuff really is. I mean, this stuff is real nice, much thicker than the stuff at Home Depot. It's quite thin. We got this so I would highly recommend getting this fabric for anything you want to do in your landscaping. Much better quality. I think it said it had like a 20 or 30 year guarantee or something, whatever that means. But so there is our beginning of our spring garden. Come over here and check out our garlic and shallots. They're still doing pretty nice. Starting to grow here. They've been in since I guess October or something. I'll put a link down to the video where we planted the garlic if you want to know how to plant garlic. But here's our, this is mid-January and garlic's still growing. More garlic down there on that end. Got it all labeled so we know what we have in the when we're ready to harvest it. And then of course we got our 2 varieties of shallots also here. Then in this bed here, we're gonna wait a while before we get this one ready. We're not gonna plant anything in here till probably mid-March, till there's no frost, chance of frost. Over here we're gonna be planting our squashes, summer squashes, zucchini, and watermelon, and butternut squash. Also our winter squash will be going in this bed here. So that's what we're planning on putting over here. Plenty of room for it to spread out and vine out, and because the squash really takes up quite a bit of space, and they've been covering, the past few years, been covering up a lot of our other plants that were in the main bed here. So that's why we added the addition this year. So stay tuned for more to come. Alright, so I just got the trellis put up here. This is the trellis that we had built out of picket fence pieces, redwood picket fence, cedar wood here. If you check up, I'll put a link below, up above here, and you can see that video how to build a trellis for this costs probably $4. So we're gonna have this trellis here growing. Gonna plant our sugar snap peas and cucumbers on this trellis. We don't grow that much of that, so this will be plenty. This is what is it, probably 6 feet wide and 6 feet tall, so hopefully we'll have a better trellis than we have had in the past with the little nylon trellis that really doesn't work that well. So there's our trellis we got installed in our garden. Alright, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on our latest gardening video. And don't forget to like us and comment below too. And check out our link to our blog to see more from past years' gardens. This is how we are going to garden this year. There's several different ways you can garden, different methods. No way is the right or the wrong way. This is the way we're going to do it this year. There's many different methods to do it. Find a way that is easiest and the way you like, and go for it. So happy gardening.